the technical because there's two players just battling for position. Oh my.
And they're still going. Now it's Cunningham and Bonner. Keep in mind, Cunningham and Bonner have history as teammates.
Team 2 is a 17-year veteran that does not want to play on a team that has 5 wins in late June. That expected so much more.
There are moments in sport that stop you mid-scroll. Moments where you lean forward, rewatch the clip, and think, did that actually just happen? They do not come with a warning. They do not wait for a convenient time. They just land right in the middle of a Monday night game, and suddenly the entire internet is watching the same 10 seconds. On repeat. Indiana Fever fans just got one of those moments, and it involves names every single person watching this already knows. The conversation it started has not STO, but here is the thing the headlines are not fully capturing. While Caitlin Clark was standing her ground, like she always does, one person on that court was not standing around waiting to see how it played out.
The thing I saw was Caitlin and DeWanna Bonner in the paint, and it looked like DeWanna Bonner had Caitlin arm, and Caitlin flung her off. She's like, man, get off me. And DeWanna Bonner was trying to act like she wasn't holding her. Y'all know how they be, man, when they be doing some dirty stuff and then they throw their hands up. Yeah, y'all know what's been going on. But look, check this out. So this is the second time right here, right? This is the second time. Look, Caitlin like, chill the F out now. Chill the F out. Walking and talking, right? Look at her. She's like, okay, hey, chill out with all that, DB. You already know what's up.
One person stepped straight into the fire, pointed her finger directly at the source of the problem, and made it perfectly clear that there's a price for coming at Caitlin Clark on this court. That person is Sophie Cunningham. And if you did not already know who she is before Monday night, you absolutely do now. Since Sophie Cunningham is not chasing assists records or building a personal brand around smooth, highlight reel plays. What she is, and what she has been since the day she joined this Indiana Fever team, is someone who plays every possession, with every ounce of intensity her body can produce. She is physical, she is vocal, she is competitive in a way that makes opponents genuinely uncomfortable, and when she sees someone targeting her teammate, not by accident. Now, let us make sure everyone is fully caught up, because this situation between DeWanna Bonner and Caitlin Clark did not begin on June 22nd, 2026. It goes back further than that, all the way to 2024, when Bonner and Clark had a physical.
And then, DeWanna Bonner's losing it, and Sophie Cunningham is pointing at her. She's just pointing at her. Sophie Cunningham has not opened her mouth. Sophie Cunningham does not open her mouth. She doesn't open her mouth. This is brilliant. And DeWanna is crashing out. DeWanna is crashing out. Sophie Cunningham doesn't open her mouth. DeWanna is crashing out. This is fucking brilliant. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. She has to be like held off from Valuayai. Valuayai has to like stop her from going. And Sophie Cunningham's just standing there pointing at her.
Clash in the postseason that the cameras caught in full, unfiltered detail. Shoves, swipes, words exchanged at a volume the microphones picked up. Even then, even when both players should have been locked in on playoff basketball, the tension between them could not stay beneath the surface. That was the preview. Monday night in Indiana was the full feature, and it was something else entirely. Not by coincidence, but deliberately and repeatedly. She does not look to the bench for permission before she responds, and there was a chapter in between that a lot of people have already forgotten. September 2025. Clark was not even in active play. During a game in Phoenix, she was sidelined, and somehow, even from the sidelines, she and Bonner ended up in a war of words over a disputed foul call that had nothing to do with Clark directly. Bonner was jawing at officials. Clark had enough of it. She turned around, looked at Bonner, and waved her off, a slow, deliberate dismissal that said everything without saying a single word out loud. That wave went viral because it was not just shade, it was a statement.
Stuff y'all pulled was bad for business. I'm telling you right now. That nonsense the Phoenix Mercury pulled was bad for business. It's bad TV. Y'all look like thugs out there. Y'all look like hoodlums out there. The fourth quarter took an hour long because y'all want to fight because y'all losing. Y'all want to fight because y'all losing. Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner think they could go around doing whatever the hell they want. DeWanna Bonner, you already stole the money. You already stole the money last year. God damn, what else you want to do?
It said, "I have already seen everything you have to offer, and I am not impressed." Bonner did not forget that wave. Here is a detail that is worth sitting with because it adds an entire layer to this story. DeWanna Bonner briefly played for the Indiana Fever in 2025. Think about that for a moment. The same DeWanna Bonner, who has made it something of a personal mission to get under Caitlin Clark's skin, was once wearing the same uniform as her. She was in the same locker room, on the same bench, practicing in the same facility. And even then, even during training camp, when things were supposed to be about building chemistry and preparing for a season, the friction was already there. Clark would nudge Bonner's arm. During practice, Bonner would grab Clark's wrist and refuse to let go. IT was small. IT was layered in the language. So now take all of that history, all of those banked moments, the 2024 playoff shoves, the September 2025 wave, the training camp friction, put all of that into a single fourth quarter with 7 minutes left on the clock.
To the right, behind the coach, coming out and jawing at DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner says, yeah, it was a foul. And Clark is saying, no foul. Yes, it was a foul.
Second-year pro in Clark, and DeWanna Bonner in her 16th year. Remember, Bonner plays 9 games in Indiana, and before the season starts, Annie, Caitlin Clark says, "I want to win a championship for DeWanna Bonner."
Yeah, well, things change.
I got you. Things obviously change.
And a game very much still in the balance. Clark and Bonner get tangled up on a physical possession. Clark stands her ground. Bonner responds. Words are exchanged. The officials step in and hand Clark her 5th technical foul of the season. And right at that moment, the moment where most players would take a breath and let the referees manage the situation, Sophie Cunningham had seen enough. She stepped forward. She pointed directly at Bonner. Not nervously, not with any hint of backing down. She pointed, stood her ground, and dared Bonner to keep going. Bonner kept barking. Cunningham laughed, because she was not rattled by any of it. She was not even close to rattled. And that laugh, that completely unbothered laugh from Sophie Cunningham in the middle of a growing altercation, is actually the most important moment in this entire story, because what it communicated was not arrogance. It was clarity that IT was the reaction of someone who has already decided long before this moment exactly how she is going to respond.
I'm glad you asked that question because my inbox has been going crazy about that moment, but I think it's just 2 competitive players that want to win and push their team to get over the finish line. It's playoffs, so emotions are high, tension is high, but I can be more excited to step on the court with Caitlin. We actually had a great workout this morning, and I think we just feed well off each other. So I'm just here to hopefully, give my little leadership advice. I don't feel like I need to push her to be any type of player that she isn't already is, and I'm just happy to be here, and I hope that I can give her some knowledge to take her game to a different level. So when I retire, she can pass that along, to other people.
When things like this happen, she was not surprised by Bonner's behavior. She was not overwhelmed by it. She was ready for it. And that level of readiness, that calm, grounded confidence in the middle of fourth quarter chaos, is exactly the kind of presence that a star player like Caitlin Clark needs around her. Not someone who panics when the moment gets big. Someone who laughs, plants her feet, and reminds the other team that this is not a situation they want to escalate further. Now, here is what people keep dancing around but never quite say directly. Enough. DeWanna Bonner is a veteran. She has been in this league for a long time. She has the kind of experience and career resume that should mean she knows better than to let a rivalry with a younger player define her entire on-court identity. And yet, here she is in 2026, repeatedly, consistently, making Caitlin Clark her primary focus every time they share a
DeWanna Bonner spinning like she's gonna do something. Caitlin Clark saying, chill the F out, bro. Chill the F out. Chill the F out. Ref's giving Caitlin Clark a technical for that. I'm assuming the technical was for her clapping it up after. If I had to take a guess, are they going to rescind it? Probably not. But I had to guess. That's what the technical was for. Maisha Allen then gets ejected. Alyssa Thomas trying to bulldoze her way in there. Maisha Allen, get out of my way. Yeah. Hey, Maisha Allen, she wasn't playing. Maisha Allen, not playing at all. Her and Alyssa Thomas got back and forth after that initial dust-up with Caitlin Clark and DeWanna Bonner.
Court, not the team's defensive scheme, not Indiana's pick-and-roll sets, not their transition game. Caitlin Clark specifically. And when you lay the full timeline out, the 2024 playoffs, the September 2025 bench exchange, Monday night's fourth quarter, a pattern becomes impossible to ignore. This is not random. Of competition, but it was there, and it never fully went away. You could tell by Monday night that she absolutely did not forget it. She handles it herself. That is who Sophie Cunningham is. That is who she has always been.
Understand how the quitter is that old and trying to fight somebody that young. For what? Cause she getting a belt? Couldn't take the heat? And I'm glad y'all booed her. I made a video before the game. And I'm saying, please boo her. And y'all did. Thank you. It was appreciated. I feel like y'all should have booed a little harder. But y'all still got the job done. And then we got in their head. They wanted to fight. Then you had AT finna get whooped by Sophie. Sophie was finna whoop DeWanna. We know DeWanna ain't got him. So we was already finna leave out of that. They had to get MHA up out of her because she was finna lay the smack.